Hello, hello. Let's wait for some time. Screen is visible, all of you?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
So, last class we have just discussed about what is environmental science, environmental engineering, and aspects of environmental science elements, that is physical, chemical, sorry, physical, biological, and cultural elements, and what are the different scopes and of environmental science, that the importance of environmental studies, and obviously the issues, what are the major issues that can be addressed, uh, that can be eliminated, or that can be known to be addressed in order to study the environmental science subject. So let's go some in details, what are the different issues and how it can be addressed with the help of environmental science. So as you see here, this is a Buddhist monk which is see in this figure, Buddhist monk who is holding a tiger. So this is emotional pictures. That means our emotions are related to other animals. And why? For why? Because we already know the tiger, which is a carnivorous animal, which eat meat of other animals. But here the tiger is not eating the man here, and both are at the same time they are present. So here we just the picture want to say that both nature and it uh, what is reciprocal. If you give something good to the nature, then nature is also having back to the same thing. And if you are put some evil things, then if you do some evil, then nature also give back to evil. So that means whatever you are giving, you are also getting the same thing. So if you spreads love, you are also getting love. You spreads hate or means hating someone's, also in returns you are also getting hating. So these type of things are mostly applicable for this environmental aspect, because our, in human we are in by nature, we just continuously exploring without the thinking about the degradations of environment, all the things. So see, this is a picture what you have seen here. This is a San Francisco earthquake. San Francisco, do you know what is importance for this San Francisco earthquake? Have you heard before what is San Francisco? Actually, this San Francisco is the belt where the it's called earthquake prone zone, or it having the belt where the fault or San Francisco fault, that means the tectonic plates are merged together, and this is prone to earthquake zone. Like here in Himalayan region, northeast region, or Delhi region, they are having some earthquake prone zone because these tectonic plates are come contact with each other. So at that point there is a more chance of having earthquake. So if we are building, or if we are by human, we are building so much buildings and so much constructions, or we are interfering in that particular area, then who will suffer? If you are going to a river or sea without knowing the swimming, how what is swimming, then what happened? You must sink in that thing. That means the if we play with nature, the nature will destroy us. That's the message here. That means San Francisco experienced a tremendous population boom in 19th century for the gold rush, and powerful earthquake struck in 1906 followed by a devastating fire. That means at that area where the San Francisco area, that is the gold mines are there, so lots of people are moving in order to extract the gold mine from this area, and they are excavating the earth, and what is the consequences? At the same time, 1906, it be getting a huge devastating earthquake is there. So the city's water pipes were also damaged, earthquake figures and fires are there. So lots of things are happened due to the consequence of earthquake. So the main message here is the earthquake prone zone, and at that point when we are going for rushing for the gold exploration, so the people are moving towards that on what happened that called uh, earthquake prone zones, and that huge amount of excavations and the peoples, due to this the earthquake is suddenly triggered. So that's why the people are suffer. Similarly, as the city rebuilds, plants begin cooking, this is same things. So these consequences, these are the consequences of human activity. Once, that means we are degrading the nature, we are exploring the nature, so the consequences are also happening at the same time. So we already discussed these things, so let's move forwards. Environmental science, that the air, climate, soil. So this is a multidisciplinary approach, we already discussed these things, so let's move forward. So how a community dedicates to use coal for electricity as its cheapest resource is available. See this sentence. We are excavating coal or coal mining coal due to the need of the energy resources, and this way the coal mines are related to economics as well as
Excuse me,
environmental.
sir.
Yes,
Sir, slide has not changed yet.
not change.
Now it has changed.
Okay, okay. So the consequences of all human activities related to environment. So which is also a interdisciplinary nature. For example, this we are mining coal, that is for our economical development, as well also there is a environment is also involved in that case. Same thing, the coal must be mined under the soil, because geology is also incorporated in that, and the coal must be transported to the population to enter the royal by road. The engineering subject is also incorporated in that. So when it is bounded with power plant, then it is create air pollutions and this particulate pollutions, that is chemistry is also involved there. This falls in acid rain, and somewhere downwards, that is meteorology, weather is also involved there, and the stresses of plants by affecting their nutrient absorption, ecology involved there. Law and pass to control the pollution, so the air pollution, that is called politics also involved there. So all of these are mostly involved in this coal mining of the coal. So coal mining is related to all of these things. So we are not going to separately study economics, geology, engineering, chemistry, meteorology, politics, everything, all the things. So it is not possible. So by combining all the things, whenever you are going to study the branch that is called environmental science, so this is the main beauty of environmental science. You have must have idea regarding all aspects. You have idea about the politics, have idea about the chemistry, physics, geology, engineering, everything. So the major environmental problems, how these are deals, let's discuss one by one. That is the major environmental problems consisting of resource depletions. A great resource depletion needed support of human populations, we already discussed. As human population increases, what happened, the where resource are going to be depleted day by day, and resources are again two types: renewable, non-renewable. Whenever we are depending, previously we are depending only on renewable, sorry, non-renewable resources like coal, oil, minerals, all the things, petroleums. But nowadays we can also explore more about renewable resources, because the non-renewable resources are limited. So for this requirement of energy, we must go for the renewable resources. So coal is a non-renewable resources. So how it is formed? This is the simple slides. Over of the time it has become more difficult to expensive to extract, because the coal are going getting, one day it can be extracted and it will be finished. So this is the, if the utilization rate is more than this excavation rate, then it will maybe the major problem. This is one examples type of thing. So next is pollutions. First is resource depletions. See, these are the major environmental problems. First is resource depletions, example is coal mining. Second is pollution. It is also a major environmental problem related to any things or any kinds of activities, human activities. So pollution is a degradation of undesired change in the air, water or soil, and which can affect the health of the any living beings. It either may be plant or animals or microorganism, anything. So pollutions are, the pollutions are the incorporated of this pollutant which can change measure or natural phenomena or natural resources. They are pure resources. So the pollution is the major environmental problems nowadays. Biodegradable pollutant solution will break down naturally over time, and non-biodegradable pollution does not break down. So nature has itself a capability to heal itself. That means some pollutants, they are always be re-neutralized by this nature itself, but the artificially we are creating some non-biodegradable pollutant which cannot be degraded by the nature. So this is major pollutions problems caused by the humans, man-made pollutions may cause. So pollutions wherever the in air, water, that can be affect the ecosystem, obviously we know that. So here the satellite image is given how this pm 2.5 is increases from this it. So lots of the development or industrial development happens, the pollutions level also going to increases. Then next
Sir,
major.
can we take the
Yes.
Sir, can we take the overconsumption and the population growth, lack of sustainable practices also are the reason for the depletion of resources?
Obviously, lack of awareness, population growth, and also
Overconsumption is also.
lack of technology. This may be because the development, we are some development country, only developed country, they are utilizing the resources, but they have their own control technology also. But in some underdeveloped country of developing country, we are exploring the natural resources, but what happened, we do not have sufficient amount of the money or sufficient amount of technology to control these pollutions or these byproducts which can be generated during the development process. So these are the also major constraint for that.
सर प्रथम क्लाइमेट चेंज को भी इसका एक रीजन ले सकते हैं क्योंकि वो इम्पैक्ट कर रहा है रिसोर्सेज की अवेलेबिलिटी और क्वालिटी को भी थोड़ा डैमेज करने में.
Climate change, actually climate change is the major concerns, because climate change it cannot directly a cause, because it is indirect cause. जैसे कि हम लोग क्या करते हैं, we are releasing pollutant, mostly air pollutant, water pollutant जो भी है, so that pollutant, that means increase in carbon dioxide or any depletion of ozone layer, green house effect, ये सारे जो हो रहा है, इसका इनडायरेक्ट इफेक्ट क्या है, क्लाइमेट चेंज के ऊपर आ रहा है. तो क्लाइमेट चेंज जैसे हो रहा है उसी हिसाब से जो रिसोर्सेस है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल देर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ रिसोर्सेस, फॉर एक वन है नेचुरल रिसोर्सेस, दूसरा हो गया मैन मेड रिसोर्सेस. तो क्लाइमेट चेंज इज मोर प्रोन टू द मैन मेड रिसोर्सेस. अभी जो हम बिल्डिंग बना रहे हैं, ब्रिजेस है, जैसे कि आईफिल टावर है, स्टेच्यू ऑफ लिबर्टी है, स्टेच्यू ऑफ यूनिटी है, कोई भी है, so these are man-made resources. So climate change is basically effect more on these man-made resources, not the natural resources. We, the main source of this climate change is over exploration of natural resources, which causes pollution problems. Then that can be indirectly cause the climate change or effect. And due to this loss of biodiversity, this is one also major environmental problem. So last class we have already discussed what is biodiversity. Biodiversity is the variety of species found in a particular area or region, that is variety of species, that is called biodiversity. So loss of biodiversity. So in order to study the loss of biodiversity, or what is the importance of biodiversity, without knowing the importance of biodiversity, we cannot predict what is the major problems due to the loss of biodiversity. ये बात बताओ, जैसे कि कोई जगह पे बहुत सारे एनिमल्स और प्लांट्स है, उसका क्या इंपोर्टेंस है एज कंपेयर टू ए लेस बायोडाइवर्सिफाइड एरिया. So more biodiversity, that means more natural resources and more variety of that is more sustainability of this environmental ecosystems. Less biodiversity means there is less number of organisms and less natural resources recycling will be there. So biodiversity loss is also major problem, and due to the biodiversity loss, particularly the extinction of particular species that can be happen, that causes a serious problems that indirectly or directly related to humans. Due to the interference of humans, it can be affected or biodiversity loss, because by nature they have itself, for example, on a grassland ecosystems. In a grassland ecosystems, who are the mainly animals found in the grassland ecosystem? Large number of grass are there. So from the grasshopper to rat, and then snake, then cow, buffalo, deer, then elephant, then tiger, lion, all are the animals are present in the grassland ecosystems. If we are just eliminate, or due to the some human activity, let's say we spread some pesticides in the grassland ecosystem and kill all the grasshoppers, then what happened? If we are killing all the grasshopper in a grassland, it will, do you think that it will affect the tiger population? आप सोच सकते हो, कोई ग्रासलैंड में हम तितली, सारा तितली मार दिया, या कोई ग्रासहोपर जितने से सारे मार खत्म हो गए, तो ये इफेक्ट करेगा टाइगर पॉपुलेशन में? हो सकता है? व्हाट इज योर व्यू? If we are disturbing the food chain, that means a particular species due to the human activity, will it affect the higher animals or higher tropical level animals?
Maybe no, sir.
No, ना, ये गलत प्रेमी है. छोटे छोटे जो है फूड चेन का एक एक छोटा छोटा प्राणी जो है, दैट इवन स्मॉल एनिमल्स, दैट आल्सो प्ले ए मेजर रोल फॉर द कंटिन्यूएशन ऑफ द फूड चेन. मान लो ग्रासहोपर पूरा खत्म कर दिया, तो उसमें क्या होगा, उसको जो खा के जो वहां पे जिंदा रहते थे, फॉर एग्जांपल द हायर एनिमल्स which are mainly depends on the grasshoppers or the small animals, they become, after some time they become extinct. एक प्राणी को हमने पूरा उड़ा दिया तो क्या होगा, दूसरे प्राणी भी एक्सटिंक्ट हो जाएगा, बिकॉज ऑफ दिस discontinuity of this food chain. And ultimately that can, no sudden, not suddenly, ultimately after some times or decades, total whole ecosystem will be destroyed. That is the major problems for biodiversity loss. हमको तुरंत याद नहीं आएगा, we cannot realize the loss of small grasshopper at that whole ecosystems or small animals of a food chain. But a long period of time, because we are observing the earth for a long period of time, then after a certain period the whole ecosystem can be lost. ये chances है, हो जाता है. आप इफ यू सी सम हॉलीवुड पिक्चर्स, कहीं हॉलीवुड पिक्चर्स देखा होगा, तो टाइम मशीन, दे आर बिल्ड टाइम मशीन्स एंड गो बैक टू द पास्ट एंड मेक सम चेंजेस इन द पास्ट, and that will be create a vast devastating in the futures. That means ये हॉलीवुड पिक्चर्स नाम याद नहीं है, बट दैट पिक्चर्स दे आर गोइंग द पास्ट एंड किल ऑल बटरफ्लाई. बटरफ्लाई जो है उसको मार दिया, तो आगे क्या होगा, बटरफ्लाई से, बटरफ्लाई gives pollinations to being a fruits, and that also giving the next in future generation or after 4 times. So butterfly is lost, that means no pollination is there. No pollination means all diversity or the ecosystems will be lost. So similar thing is happening, but that cannot be realized in a short period of time. So these are major environmental problem, that is loss of biodiversity. Then there are also five known major extinctions event or earth history. See, you also given some data here. What is the extinction history? There are most recent major extinction is about 65 millions of years, caused 75% of all species to disappear from the earth. Believe that that has been caused by meteorite impact. Have you watching this picture Jurassic Park, the dinosaur age? So ये जो dinosaur age, because of the we just having hypothesis, we cannot be actual what happened, it cannot be measured directly, but having a hypothesis that at 65 million years ago the a severe meteorite impact happens in earth, and due to that whole 75% of all species is distinct from the earth, like one of them is dinosaurs. So meteorite impact नहीं होता तो डायनासोर अभी भी जिंदा होते. So that loss of diversity, so that's one type of biodiversity can be impact to others, because if the time the dinosaurs will be not extincted, then now we or the animals or the humans or the maybe other animals, tigers, all the things may not be growth of this more mostly or maybe the dominating species in our earth. कोई एक के वजह से दूसरा डोमिनेटिंग स्पेसिस नहीं हो सकता है, तो ये भी हो सकता था. So this type of diversity loss is going to create great impact on our environment. See, there is another examples here. Assuming no catastrophic event occurs, extinction normally occurs at pretty slow rate, and this background rate, that is called background rate. That means if there is no sudden change happen, that means the actually this changing in all these things are having more time. ये बहुत time लगता है. So it takes lots of time to extinct or to create a new species, all these things, because evolutions is certain kind of thing that can be created taking more time. So normal background rate, which extinction is mammals is every 1 in 2000 years, 200 years. So that is the background rate if there is no catastrophic event occurs. That is so much large time. Due to this human interference, the rate or background rate should be increases. So scientists believe maybe that the mindset of the next major extinction event due to the human influence. Just I said that. Last जो हुआ था catastrophic event, that is 65 million years ago, the meteorite impacts, but at we cannot control that because that is the natural extinction or natural rate. But now due to the interfere of humans, the future next catastrophic event is extinctions of maybe of some species, that is due to the human influence. Australia has experienced 27 mammal extinctions in 1788. ये देखो ऑस्ट्रेलिया में 27 numbers of mammals that can be extinct due to this influence of humans. You can see small humming birds are now not normally seen in our house or household normally in our, because 10 to 20 years ago they are commonly found in every villages. So next thing just we have to know, that is called environmental ethics. So do you know what is the meaning of ethics? Anyone knows ethics क्या होता है? What is the meaning of ethics?
Sir, ethics refers to the principles and values that guide human behavior
Hmm.
and interaction with others. We can call it the ethics.
सीधे बात है. ethics, ethics that decided what is the whatever we are doing, or what are the impact, or what are the actions or result of actions, whether it is good or bad, that is ethics. मतलब जो moral होता है ना.
It involves considering the moral
Yes,
implication of our actions
yes,
that impact on individual or community or to the environment.
yes, that is environmental ethics. बट नॉर्मल इथिक्स मीन्स आप कोई अकेले जा रहे हो रास्ते में, फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ यू आर गोइंग अलोन इन ए रोड एंड यू फाउंड ए सम मनी पर्स देयर एंड देयर इज ए आधार कार्ड एंड देयर इज ए 5,000 रुपीज इन इट, तो व्हाट इज द इथिक्स सेड, आपका इथिक्स क्या बोल रहा है? If you are a good person, then you just return the money and the purse to the real persons. But what is the evil, or it is said that no, 5,000 rupees I get, so it is mine. So this decide your action. What is your action? Decide either it is good, it is bad. That is the ethics. Environmental ethics mean what are the actions that are needed in the terms of environmental, that decides the environmental ethics, the moral relationship between humans and environment. मतलब हम जो एक्सट्रैक्शंस कर रहे हैं, जो एनवायरनमेंट की इम्पैक्ट डाल रहे हैं, तो ये कितना सही है, ये सोचना वाली बात है. सो व्हाट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट, ये कब सोच सकते हैं वैल्यू ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट क्या है. एंड व्हाट इज द मोरल रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी डीलिंग विद द मेजर एनवायरमेंटल प्रॉब्लम्स. We already discussed some major environmental problems. So now our duty is to address this issue, environmental issues, to not to degrade. So then, what the responsibility of human then? Although human are mostly the uh, causing all these environmental problems, but same humans has also responsibility to address all these issues. So which needs to be given highest priority for decision making. मान लो कोई आपके सामने दो रास्ते है, एक किसी एक को चूज करना है, तो जो हाईएस्ट है, if you are having two ways and you have to choose among them one, then you have to see what are the advantages, disadvantages, and you give him the priority to which, either one or two. So that decision, that should be comes under environmental ethics. For example, if you are constructing a dam, so after construction of dam, what are the beneficial conditions, or what are the advantages, and what are the losses? We keep in mind both, and then we have to construct the dam. So dam, obviously constructing a dam is the most 80% advantages is more, but the remaining 20% disadvantage of the losses of land, or the forest resources, or so that things, or biodiversity loss, that are should be companioned or be rehabilitated with some priority before constructing them. So this is comes under this environmental ethics. So two main categories ethics have emerged, that is human modern history. कौन सा ethics है? Anthropocentrism, that means human centered. This set of ethics protects, promotes human interest, well-being, and expenses all factors. Often places a emphasis term of benefits like the consequences. ये एंथ्रोपोसेंट्रिज्म क्या बोलता है? Human is the superior among the all of the organisms, living organisms present in the earth. मतलब humans decision is the final decision, no one rule human. This is the anthropocentrism. If you are creating something, then that is well, or that is good for the beneficiary, must be beneficiary to the environment, not beneficiary may or may not beneficiary to the other organism. So human centric, that is called anthropocentrism ethics. So some people are believe in that. That is not wrong before 50 years ago, but now this anthropocentrism causes different environmental problems. So next, what that next second type of ethics, that is ecocentrist. Here it believe, this type of people believe that nature deserve to exist its own sake regardless to the humans. इसमें क्या है? Not humans are the superior, nature is the superior, and all creatures having equal chances, equal positions to live in the earth. So this type of mindsets are called ecocentrist or ecocentrism. So anthropocentrism and ecocentrist, these two are the different types of human ethics that can be actually we cannot say that anthropocentrism or ecocentrism both are wrong or both are right. Some places, sometimes both are correct, it's its own time or in own way. So this is the next thing is modern environmentalism. Some in our principle of mineral science, the unit 3 or perhaps unit 4, we are going to discuss about all different types of environmental movement and why this environment some due to environmental some awareness are mostly happens due to protect the environment, all the things. So these are not going to discuss here, and due to this modern environmental centralism, this is a kinds of awareness, you can say awareness, or shifting to anthropocentrism to इकोसेंट्रिक, ये जो है ये होता है इसमें। एंथ्रोपोसेंट्रिक में क्या होगा, ह्यूमन को हेड बनाया जाएगा, इकोसेंट्रिक में ऑल आर इक्वल। सो सम 1952 this Oyo River cut fire pollution, and this Rachel Carson book having published a Silent Spring, that will be affect the pesticides of large predatory birds, all the things are written in this treat. So these are some kinds of humans, they are mostly right, or their view or the real fact, and that can be spread as awareness to the all of the human beings regarding the environment. Global environmentalism, increased travel communications enables people's global emerging express issues, problem not only solves the local community. That means the environmentalism, that is the concentric towards the environmental issues, but the not overall, but the when it can be globalized, then it may be called as total earth is our home, and not by addressing India or not America, all the things. So global environmentalism is a broad concept of the environmentalism. Targets of common, we just keep these things, it is not required. Okay, then economics and environment. We are already discussed sustainable development and the economics, because we are going to developmental, we are in developmental stage, then we must neglect the environment, because when we are considering environment, then the degradation of environment part, that will be the constraint for the economic development. If we are both considering economic development as well as environmental degradation, then it is called sustainable development. So the greatest environmental problem starts when the development also starts in early stage. So industrialization started in 1960 mostly. 1960, before 1960, what's happened, the nature has its own rules, but after industrialization, the human and in industrialization, the human and pollutions and the due to anthropos and centralisms, we are neglecting the environment day by day, and the environment get be degraded, and the environmental issues are started. Another important economic idea is the cost benefit analysis. These are the different, so we cannot go in details. So one, that is environmental, sorry, that is called supply and demand. The second is called cost benefit analysis. Already we have decided that if there is for example, if you are extracting gold from gold mines, and for extraction of gold of 1 gram gold, अभी जो है 10 gram of gold rupees is 70,000 rupees. If you are expense 80,000 rupees for extracting 10 gram golds, then there is no value or no meaning of extracting of gold at that mines, if the it is not as college cost effective. So that kind of things is also taking consideration. So that is a case study or a consequences of our uh, environmental issues are the Bhopal gas tragedy. Have you heard that name, Bhopal gas tragedy? In 1984, December 1984, a pesticide factory, that is Union Carbide, that is a huge disaster happened at the Bhopal, and lots of peoples are dying and environments is degraded at that time. So the chemicals result in immediate death about 3,000 peoples and 8,000 more of dying long-term health issues. A total number of 55 uh, 5 lakh 58,000 injuries are reported. All these things, settlement of 470 millions was raised in Union Carbide and the Indian government. So all these things are nothing but the consequences or irresponsibility, or maybe called and anthropocentrism because of this behavior. So these are the this is one type of case studies of these environmental issues. uh, this is same case study, we cannot, we may not go to in details, that is also same thing, it is not required. Okay, then another important part, that is first is the economic and development with the environment, and second is this population and consumptions. We are going to discuss that population and consumption. That means whatever amount of the energy or the money or the resources will be consumption per capita, that will also depends on populations. So developed countries have small populations and underdeveloped countries are more populations. So अमेरिका में कम पॉपुलेशन है, अब इंडिया में ज़्यादा है, चीन में ज़्यादा है, तो द डिमांड ऑफ द रिसोर्सेस विल बी हायर इन the underdeveloped countries or developing country rather than developed country. So the demanding of the natural resources, that implies to the negligence of the environment degradations, that implies to the environmental issues, that is more on these highest populations and higher consumptions countries like India, Africa. So the study of the population is called demography. So we will not going to study in details. So many products developed, this is not in details, this is also not required. Then last part is ecological footprint. This is also one thinking subject. So an ecological footprint is the measurement of person's resource use. Wow, how much amount of the energy, how much amount of the natural resources one person use per capita, per persons, and what is its print or what is its effect or impact on this ecology or environment, that is called ecological footprint. That may not be if the ecological footprint is more, then we are neglecting the environment, or population is more, we are demanding more. So that includes the amount of the space needed to support each person, the nation, including forest, farm, cities, etc. So all this ecological footprint is less, then we can say that we are on the environmental centrism, not anthropocentrism. For example, here India and Bhutan both are neighbor countries, but in India we have more ecological footprint as compared to the Bhutan, because Bhutan, they have negative footprint, carbon footprint for that. For example, for because they are environmental conscious rather than India. So this is one type of measurmental issues for this environmental degradations. And lastly, we discussed that sustainable development, the goal is the development without compromising the need of the present population as well as future population, without hampering or minimum hampering of the environment, a minimum degradation of the environment. So this is called sustainable development. So sustainability is when human needs meets, the population can survive definitely. That means in a controlled way. So this sustainable development idea is given by the Brundtland Commissions. That is not our concerns. So this is also not our concerns. So in this topic, we are just discuss what are the different issues, major issues, and how these issues will be addressed, and some examples on this different and environmental ethics. What is environmental ethics, and what is ecocentrism, what is anthropocentrism, all the things, or what is environmentalism. So this is just a rough idea about the environmental science, how and why it is beneficiary, or why it is very much needed to spreading the awareness, and this education or environmental education is very much needed. So in order to achieve our last point, that is sustainable development goals, we must aware ourselves as well as whole population of the world about the environmental education, so spreading the environmental awareness and education. So this is the need and the scope of this environmental field. in our economic development as well as sustainable development. So today this much. So we can discuss more on this. We are going to our course of studies in subsequent classes. So if you have any questions, then you can ask right now. Albert, are you listening?
Yeah. Yes, yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So what is ecocentrism?
Sorry, sir.
What is ecocentrism? What is anthropocentrism?
So, sir, I'm having a network problem.
Okay, okay, okay. So who can
Hello,
answer?
sir.
Or Pita, you can answer?
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes. Are you listening? Hello?
Yes, 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 yes. I'm
Yes.
listening.
Yes, yes. See.
I'm having a network issue. It's
Okay, okay, okay. No problem,
here
no
with me
problem.
here.
No problem. So anthropocentrism is human centered. We are utilizing natural resources or everything from nature on the benefit of only human, not other organism. So that is called anthropocentrism. We are only do the activities, anything only on behalf of the humans benefits only. That kind of mindset, that is called anthropocentrism. Are you clear? Then another group of people, they have the mindset that not humans are controlling the environment of the nature, because nature is for all species, all organisms present in the earth. So another group of people, they decide that they keep, they are doing any things or any types of things regardless of humans, but that is the benefit or that is in favor of all all organisms living in the earth, or in the favor of environment, you can say. That is called ecocentrism. So and this is two types of mindset of the peoples. Okay, so if you have any questions, then ask. Otherwise, we can conclude this session. I will share all these slides or all these materials to all of you. Don't worry. In colleges, in PULMS, all you have getting your enrollment number and iCards, or having PULMS ID.
So till now we have not got anything. On Tuesday we are getting, but that the climate change and the heavy rain.
Okay, okay. No issues, no issues. जब आओगे कॉलेज में तो वहाँ पे आपको मिल जाएगा। आपका ईमेल आईडी तो मिला होगा ना अभी तक? ईमेल आईडी मिलेगा, PULMS आईडी मिलेगा, तो उसमें आप लोगों का ऑनलाइन जो क्लासेस हो रहा है, जो मटेरियल्स है, वो सारे वहाँ पे विजिबल्स होगा। तो दैट इज आफ्टर 1 week। So here we skip one thing, that is the tragedy of commons. See, if someone more enthusiastic to explore what is the tragedy of commons, just note down this phrase, the tragedy of commons, and search in Google, and make a note on this. What is the tragedy of commons? That is for your task. Okay, it's a very interesting subject, tragedy of commons. Why this is very much important to the environment? What is the tragedy and who is the commons? All the things, all are very much. It is a type of story. We can explore these things. It is out of your syllabus, but you can just try to find all these things. So, if no questions, we should conclude. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.